Let's take a look in Goodwill in Gorham, Maine. Here's some of the specials. They're on Color of the Week, $1 Sundays, Stuff-A-Bag Mondays, Veterans save 20% on Tuesday, Seniors, that's me, 20% on Tuesday, Text and Save. Usually you want to check when you go into a Goodwill, they'll have a sign that says what the discount color for that day is, and then you can decide accordingly when you make your purchases. So this particular Goodwill has a larger percentage of new things in it. Here we have seeds that are marked 59 cents. They're selling them for 40 cents a piece. Let's go and look over and see what kind of things we could see. Here we are in the kitchen section. Utensils. Again, this is all new stuff. Ice cube trays. I think those ice cubes are meant to fit in water bottles. That's why they're so small. Oh, we have some plastic, different plastic type things. Gadgets for kitchens, bowls. Better, clever tongs. How about clever tongs? Containers with covers. A baking kit for $20 that includes a variety of things. Here's some mugs up top here. Kind of insulated, $12 a piece, double walled. They have some, excuse me, water bottles too like that for $12. Here we have some dish towels and different things, different items, bathroom fixtures and stuff. Again, all carded, all new stuff, same with their socks. More new things. Oh, now we're finally getting into some of the used items here. And we'll take a look and see what we see. Here's cleaning products. This is all new stuff. Look at these bamboo, $6 for a roll of bamboo paper towels, replaced paper towels. But they're supposed to be reusable a number of times. I don't know, mostly when I want a paper towel, I want to get something up and throw it out. I don't want to wash it again. Let's see, we get a Madonna calendar, we get this alien screaming. You know, here they are becoming vegan, putting some of the books out and displaying them better. And, you know, they're a little higher prices, hoping people will buy them. You know, they're doing more of the selecting out. Oh, look at this, a shelf of cameras. They have a bunch of these teleconverters that screwed on the front of older cameras. Here's the Argus C3, the brick. It's called the brick because it looks like a brick and it works and works. We have some, oh, look at this. This is a Kodak Target 616 camera, which basically was filmed very similar to 120, but it's on a different roll. And you would need to buy some adapters to be able to put 120 film in this camera. The numbers wouldn't line up on the back. I'll have to see how people handle that issue. Got a number of lenses. An old Polaroid camera in the back. And, gee, did I play this? Looked at this twice, I guess. I almost am going to spring for this, but you can see the shutter fires. It seems to be quite slow, but that's probably what the shutter speed was. I'm not sure. I'll have to check into that a little more. The nice thing about cameras is virtually every camera that was ever made, there's an instruction manual on the internet that you can download. Okay, and now we're going to look at some books. We get to that section. Books are divided up in fiction, nonfiction, children's, and then usually they have cookbooks and spiritual books. So those are the categories. But within the categories, there's no order. I'm looking here for children's books. I'm looking for Dr. Seuss books that are going to become extremely valuable because they've fallen prey to the woke culture. And I definitely am going to pick up Dr. Seuss books when I see them now. The publisher has even stopped selling them. Can you imagine that? One of the most popular series for children's books ever. And they've decided, oh, there was a Cat in the Hat book. I didn't even see that the first time around. Okay, let's look and see what we have. I feel like I'm going around in circles. See, here's their spiritual section just to show you. They've got a couple shelves. We get a book on Know Your Bible. And here's the, well, I almost showed you a cookbook section. That's to the right, but here are some more books. And I found this one interesting book. Let's see. All kinds of things to look at. Sometimes I'll look at these and books will just jump right out at me that I see. I mean, I don't go and read every title. I find if you scan them with your eyes and not actually just reading, usually a book of interest will just pop right up and all of a sudden you'll notice it. But you can see there's a nonfiction sign here, so we're definitely in the nonfiction side. Here's a book. It looked like it was about compasses, but it really isn't. And here, oh, here's a book I would never get. The book, the PC Bible here, White for Agility. There's a book by George Verse, Underwater Dogs. He takes pictures of dogs that have jumped in a pool. That's quite an amusing book, and only $1. You can be amused for $1, or even less if it's that color tag on that certain day. Still kind of looking to see what I can find. Well, let's look over in the cookbook section. Again, I'm just kind of looking to see. It's funny how quickly cookbooks lose their value. And older cookbooks, I find, are much better, like pre-1970, or certainly pre-1980, but pre-1970, they're mixing all the components from scratch. In other words, instead of saying start with a box of cake mix, they tell you start with flour and, what baking soda or whatever else is going to need to be made. And they're not, using pre-made mixes as kind of the base. Someone wrote in the comments on one of the other Goodwill videos that they basically go to Goodwill just to buy books. It is a good place to buy books. Sometimes the book sections have shrunk some, but we seem to be back up here with this one, with quite a few books. Here we have our knickknacks. Oh, I was checking the aisle, the electronics aisle. These are things with cords or whatever. Here's an electronic flash. Clock radios. I had someone that wanted a radio. And you just can't buy a regular radio that plugs in anymore. So I got a clock radio. But it's funny, AM and FM radios just aren't that popular anymore. People listen to them in their car. But if you actually want an AM, FM radio, oh, look at Basket. Goodwill is your Basket headquarters. They also tend to have a lot of frames too. So if you're looking for a frame, you might even find that, they have a frame with a piece of kind of artwork in it, a print or something, but it's cheaper to take that print out, throw it out, than it is to go buy this frame that it's in. It's kind of interesting sometimes. Here's an aisle with all kinds of kids' stuff. Games and puzzles. I would hate to buy a puzzle and find out like there's 3 pieces missing at the end. Here we have some sporting goods things on this other side. You can see we got some tennis rackets with one badminton racket. And, that was a possum, I think, stuffed animal. Here we have some more toys. Here you see in front of me a number of the frames they have. And like I say, they generally have a decent selection. Unless you've got an odd size or something special, then you're obviously going to have to go into a regular frame. Or you can buy just the frame in different sizes. So you could buy 10 on one side, 14 for the other side. and then assemble it yourself. Here's a little media section. You can see they've got all kinds of DVDs. And the Boondock Saints, I'm wondering what this is, and since I don't really know, I'm not gonna spend $5 on it because I don't know what it is. But they have a lot of DVDs. Sometimes I noticed there was one VHS tape they had there. Usually they don't have many of those or any of those at all. Here's some more pots and pan type things. And again, if you need a metal pot or pan, sometimes the deals here can't be beat. You know, a lot of times the cooking things too, people don't cook anymore, really. So a bundt pan or an angel food cake pan or some of these things, they go for practically nothing because people don't use them anymore. So they end up here. Then a lot of glassware and plates. My daughter built a whole setup by buying these different items to match one set, something that she was interested in, and she just went to different Goodwills and started picking up the pieces, and every once in a while she'll find another piece to it, the set, and she adds that on. I think she's pretty much got the entire set now. Here you can see some of the DVDs, some of the titles, and they got quite a few of them. The lights are confusing my iPad camera, I'll tell you that. And then they've got CDs. Sometimes those are music, but sometimes they'll be games too. They do have the DVDs or whatever sometimes for games, or CDs depending on how old or how big the game is. Oh, I'm back here looking at this section again. Brush up your Bible, huh? Seems like this is one of a series of, they have other things that's brush up and it says something else. And basically, I guess, to give you a good overview of something. It's funny, at one time, people were advocating books like that so that you could talk to people about certain subjects you really knew nothing about. And you could get these books that had the overviews of it, kind of like, you know, a cliff note for the Bible or something, or for some other thing like a sports, or they have them for wines and wine tasting. Is kind of amusing. I do end up getting a book here called Walk in the Woods. It's only $1, and it looked kind of interesting. And it's funny, I saw it in a newer, more expensive edition over at the bookstore the other day. So I'm going to pick it up for $1. The Goodwill prices on books have gone up a little bit. It used to be most books would be like $1 or $2, and now there's books, you know, it seems like there are still dollar books, but there's a lot more that go up in the $3 to $5 range than they used to. But, you know, everything's getting more expensive, and they're trying to run their program, so, you know, they need more money. If you have a head injury in the greater Portland area, you're going to be going to a Goodwill facility to be evaluated by, you know, neuropsychologists or whatever, and they fund and operate a head injury unit. Bye.